Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 1st to the 7th of July 2013. The Grand Trine in water continues as Saturn turns direct in Scorpio, Neptune is still retrograde in Pisces, and the Sun and Jupiter take up the top spot in Cancer. So water is all about our emotions and our cellular memory. So we house some of our emotions in the membrane of our cells, and we hold on to them and we build upon them. So something that happened in the past can still be affecting you now, because the emotion is a memory of the first emotion and then a fear or a reaction to not having to go through that situation again. So what we're seeing this week is that we've got a chance to really go back and to uproot some of the original situations, some of our perceptions of what's happened in the past, and see if it's actually serving us anymore. Because our emotions should be a live, energetic compass to guide us, not baggage to hold us back. So we have Pluto opposite the Sun on Tuesday in Capricorn, and this is like an anchor where all the water signs are like a rough sea. We have this anchor now in the earth sign of Capricorn, and Pluto is the transmuter and the transformer and the deep healer. So we have a chance with all this retrograde action this week to go right the way back and figure out, are our emotions supporting us, sustaining us, nurturing us? Are they stable to build a future on? Or are they faulty and inauthentic and therefore can be cleansed and transformed and taken away so that we're freer to feel new feelings and to actually have feelings that are guiding us? Because your emotions are your navigational compass, they're energetic. But many of the things that we feel, we've either been trained to feel through emotional programming, songs, stories, TV, media, and the collective consciousness. Quite often we're not even feeling our own feelings, we're feeling what we've been programmed with over the decades. So on Tuesday, go deep with Pluto, have a look right back to source, have a look at your insecurities where you feel separate, alone, fearful. Go right into the fear brain, because quite often what we find is that what we've based all of these subsequent emotions on doesn't hold water, doesn't stand for anything, and we can wipe it out and get rid of it and actually live a freer lifestyle as a result. So there's going to be a lot of emotional energy around this summer. We might as well half the amount of work by getting rid of anything that's not authentic, that's not true, that's not sovereign, so that we can then actually work with the emotions that are real. So we need to go right in there on Tuesday and decide what we stand on and what we stand for with Pluto in Capricorn. The reason that Tuesday is so important, and Wednesday as well, is because by Thursday we have an alignment with the Sun and Sirius. Now this is a major receptive day. The Sun and Sirius are possibly in a binary solar system, so they're kind of in a connecting orbit with each other, and Sirius has always been important in our old monuments and in our texts and myths and legends as a gateway. So when our Sun, which is also a gateway, aligns with Sirius, we're literally needing to be still and receptive and clean so that we can just be part of the energy that comes through from that alignment. There's no point running around, there's no point distracting ourselves with what's not important. So if we do the work on Tuesday and we've cleared out a lot of emotional baggage, then by Thursday we've got this lovely alignment with the Sun and Sirius, which should just be about receiving and remembering your cosmic origins. We are all bigger than we've been led to believe with the personality programming that goes on. So this is a day to get back in touch with your divine self and your cosmic origins, and to just be a star for the day, because it's refreshing, uplifting, consciousness expanding energy that's coming through on Thursday. Then by the time we get to the weekend, we have the dark moon, and that will be in a trine with Saturn. As Saturn begins to think about going forwards. So Saturn is stationary, but it's about to turn direct. So with the dark moon and a stationary Saturn, both in water signs, this is going to be an opportunity to just cleanse, to decide what we take seriously going forwards, and to really get to the depths of what's going on inside of us. So again, it's not a weekend for distraction. We have Venus in Leo saying, come on, let's go out, let's meet people, let's create, let's enjoy the sunshine, and that's all great, especially if we do get sunshine. But with the dark moon and Saturn stationary turning direct, this is very important not to get too distracted, because there's a major aspect here where we can decide for ourselves what we take seriously. That's the only way I can put it. So with the Tuesday alignment, we're clearing out, and with the Thursday alignment with Sirius, we're receiving, and then with the following weekend, we're looking at making a plan going forwards. So we only want to take forwards from the weekend what's really important to us, what is ours and not programmed or told, and what really will support us and sustain us going forwards, because Saturn is like our backbone, but it's also the lessons learnt. So with Saturn having been retrograde, we've gone back and we've had a look at what teachings and what lessons we've needed to learn, and we've kind of had a review. But now with Saturn going direct, it's time to actually step forwards, to be self-supporting, self-sustaining, self-knowing, and to have got the message of the Saturn retrograde, so that we no longer go round in circles or fall back into old patterns. So it's a very powerful weekend there to actually make a plan that will support you, where you're in the centre of your universe and where you're actually heading towards something that matters to you, having cleansed out all the emotions that were no longer relevant or that were programmed and weakened to begin with. So we're looking at strength here. We're looking at core strength, sovereignty, and refreshing our emotional compass, so that when we step forwards, we're actually guiding our own vessel rather than being tossed on the waves. So those are the energies this week, and I'll see you next week.